honestly, I'm gonna be honest, because it's gonna lead to the dreaming shit. But I want to build a device where we can like eradicate all this tomfoolery. I feel like that would make the world a way better place. Matter of fact, I will just like make the world like we can I'll erase everybody's mind on the world, and then I will de-age everybody, or depending on how old you are, but I will de-age everybody to a certain, and we can only like grow up to be like 10 years old. And then that's it. Once you turn 10, that's you 10 for the rest of your life. And then we just that's just how we operate as the world. That's how we operate the world. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're 10 years old, you're not racist. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because you're honest. Kids are probably the most honest creatures on this planet Earth, because they have no sense of what the Earth real like, how the values in the world and all that shit. You just coming from a very naive place. I feel like that would be way better for this world if we just go like, you know what I'm saying? Like we just restart and then just be naive. Make everybody 10 again. Just make everybody in this world maximum age 10. If you already 10 right now, you stay 10. But anybody that's older than 10 years old, they got to go revert back to 10. And then you know what I'm saying? And we all can be just naive. And that's it, bro. And that'll just be it. That solves everything. We ain't got to worry about money. Yeah, electricity, you know what I'm saying? All the shit would be done for it, obviously, you know what I mean? You still can, you know what I'm saying? We'll take the biasy and all that other shit out the brain type shit, you know what I mean? Keep the smart niggas alive, you know what I mean? At 10 years old, I feel like you can lift up like 20 pounds type shit, you know what I mean? You can lift up pretty heavy shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like, if you train your body right, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We can still have the niggas that be out here doing Uber Eats and shit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? 10 years old, you can reach most pedals, you know what I'm saying? Niggas can still play basketball at 10. They can play soccer and football like at 10 years old. You can play video games at 10. Everything will be just a better play. Now, I mean, now I think about it though, nobody can get pregnant. Well, I guess technically. I don't know if I want to see a doctor. I don't know if you're a doctor. You know what? I'm still gonna workshop it. You know what I mean?
Ridiculous. For reference,
I'm still workshopping it. You know what I'm saying?
That is the Marianas Trench.
I'm still workshopping it. You know what I mean?
We know more about the tiny remnants of DNA extinct
creatures. Do we need more people on this earth, though?
Than we do about your nightly hallucinations. Heck, we even
know more about people on this earth?
Dust storms
Let's be real.
Than we do about our little bedtime stories. And yet, everyone dreams. They're the most private thing.
How about we just mentally stop at 12?
Immediately recognizable,
but physically you can still age, you can still grow up. You know what I mean?
So much so that for decades, dreams were believed to be nothing more than brain noise, very fleeting and completely meaningless.
What?
But if that's true, why would your brain paralyze you during REM sleep? Why would it burn costly energy running simulations instead of repairing itself? And why would REM sleep appear in the womb way before any life experience?
What?
The reality is, the rabbit hole of dreams is deep. Way deeper than you think.
I love dreams.
Personal Reddit threads claiming to see the same stranger in every dream for over a decade, to entire scientific databases containing tens of thousands of peer-reviewed dream reports.
I'm not going to lie, I had that same thing. There is this girl that in some of my dreams, because I be telling you my dreams be like movies and shit, like dead ass movies with like scores and all that other shit. But there is always a reoccurring character in every like dream I have of this girl, like, and she's shadowed out. I don't know if my brain subconsciously does that, but like she shadows out in my brain. But I'm always like, we always doing some romantic shit. Is that my brain telling me like predicting my future wife or some shit? I have no clue.
Completely different people.
That's weird as hell, though.
Exact same places with the exact same sequence of events. Sometimes even while being awake. So what exactly is going on
Deja
here?
vu.
And how deep into dreams do we have to go
crazy.
and find out? Well, as it turns out, dreams have
and
levels.
I never met this woman a day in my life, mind you.
Go far deeper and are far more consequential.
I will say deja vu is a real thing. I don't care.
The 5 levels.
I was like, what the f is that? I will say though, deja vu, I feel like I'm raving, bro. I swear I be living the same events in my life every year or so. I feel like there's one day that is literally repeated every year in my life. Like it starts out the same way. Like I wake up the same way. I eat the same thing on that day. Like the same events happening on that day. I feel like I don't know if that's a weird thing that happens or something. Like, but to other people, but that it literally happens to me. It literally happens to me every single day. Like every time, every year, this particular day, everything seems like I've done it once before at a time. And that shit's weird as hell to me.
Of dreams aren't random. They build on one another.
And it's not a dream, it's a real, you know what I mean?
Sequence even begins,
I'm actually living the shit.
There are 2 primary states of consciousness that
but I have the dream like maybe like 2 months before it actually happens.
Being asleep. However, what's less well known is that there's also a 3rd state, a strange in-between called hypnagogia, which is a transitional state between being awake then falling asleep, or vice versa.
Hypnagogia.
But what's interesting is that even though you're not fully asleep, raw fragmented noise still floods the brain, specifically geometric patterns. And yes, I mean
when you close your
geometric
eyes?
patterns, which in level 1 is the pulsating chaos you'll experience as you drift into sleep. It was Heinrich Clover in the 1920s who first documented this phenomenon, and he found that there were 4 common patterns anytime someone begins entering an altered state: lattices, cobwebs, tunnels, and spirals.
I don't have none of these. Am I not getting proper sleep then? Because I never have any of these little whatever these things are.
All of which are described as the precursors to our inner worlds. We're not entirely sure why this happens, but we do know it comes from the visual cortex, which is one of the theories behind why we dream in general. Because of neuroplasticity, if the visual cortex is unused, like in people who are blind, neighboring brain regions essentially invade that space to then repurpose it for what they do. So it's thought that we dream as a defense mechanism, to keep the visual cortex active and protect its territory while we sleep. But while this may
so do
very
blind
well
people be dreaming the whole time?
We started dreaming in the first place, it doesn't explain the content of dreams or why so many brain areas other than the visual cortex need to be involved. Still, these geometric patterns are the doorway to dreams. They're all that exists in level 1. Some people remember experiencing them and some people don't. But it is only once you cross through them that the real dreaming begins.
Level 2.
What is the noise?
You're dreaming. Kind of. You're somewhere, you might be someone, but the dream is still forming. So at this level, the landscape is the focus. But it's odd, feels incomplete, and is completely empty. Which is why this level is where the concept of dreamscape comes from. An art style defined by surrealism, usually characterized by familiar landscapes.
I never had a dream like
that. But while most people focus on the everyday environments, the houses that look familiar, or the proportions that make things feel off, what I find most interesting
I be having dreams with water
missing. Now, I'm no artist, but I am familiar with the concept of negative spaces.
I be having dreams with water, but I can't swim.
Outlines the main subject of the image by contrast. It works by creating a visual hierarchy that guides the viewer's eyes through the composition. But where it really shines is in its contribution to the harmony of the art piece. Negative spaces are used to distribute visual weight evenly. However, artists can take advantage of this by using too little or too much. Use too little and you can alter the viewer's perception by creating the feeling of being overwhelmed. Use too much and you can create a feeling of isolation or emptiness. In dreamscape,
isolation brings elevation.
Aside from the fact that familiar objects are often conveyed, images feel familiar because the large negative space gives you the room needed to project your own feelings onto that artwork. And in this level of dreams, that's exactly what's happening. Dream researchers describe it as the void behind perception. Antony
Ooh.
Revonchow calls it selective simulation. Dream dictionaries call it the archetypal emblem of the void. Either way, this is when your brain starts to build. And oh boy does it do that, with the most vivid, accessible material it has at its disposal, memories. But not just any memories, heavy ones, tagged with emotion, which come from the amygdala instead of the hippocampus. But at this point, what's supposed to be a dream is a void, unrendered and empty. And yet, it is that emptiness that allows the brain to project its emotions onto that void, creating a simple, barely rendered landscape of emotion. Pure emotion, in its most primal, raw, and chaotic form, stitched together from the deepest parts of your memories, with no plot, no structure, and no peace.
So is that why niggas be having multiple dreams every, like, the longer you sleep? Or is that just a me thing? Because I feel like my dreams, they be like segmented, like, they be like segments, like I'm streaming or some shit. Like right when I'm about to go to sleep, like I'll have like a, like when I'm in that little state, whatever, my dreams will be like something memory based. And then when I'm fully asleep, then it turns into like an actual movie. But then when I'm about to wake up, I'm in a whole nother dream type shit. Like, damn, the brain is crazy.
People bubbling up to the surface as the foundation that every other level will be built upon. However, at this stage, what you experience is just the beginning.
Stop
A
doing
strange
that.
phenomenon that exemplifies what level 3 is about.
We have more
is the
memorable
airport
dreams
dream,
if you wake
which
up
has hundreds
and
of
go
posts
to sleep
dedicated
right
to it
after.
on our dreams.
Really? I would assume like once you wake, I don't know if that's just me or something, because I've heard other people have this, but like when they wake up in the middle of the dream, those are the dreams they tend not to remember. So I don't know. Maybe you got a unique brain. Oh, but yeah, you say you going to sleep right after. So so when you like, okay, so your dream, like when you wake up and you go back, do you like resume from the same spot that the dream stopped at, or do you move to a different dream? Because when I do that shit, it's just like, I don't know. What's up, Cardi? How you doing? Bye. Doing all right there? It'll be a whole new dream. Yeah, that's weird as fuck. This is like, bro, how do you? It's like, fuck, bruh.
In them, people report finding themselves in an airport,
Happy
scrambling
birthday.
to catch a flight. But as they
My
make their
bad
way
for the
towards the
absence, bro.
flight gate, things
also
start to go
lost my
terribly wrong.
subscription, too.
At first,
Bro, you
the
don't have
gate
to
will move
apologize for
or
that.
disappear. In response, the dreamer
You
changes
don't gotta
course.
apologize for that,
But
bro.
as they
You good,
do,
bro?
they
Just
get
hope
lost.
you're doing well,
So in
bro.
a desperate attempt at
The
reaching
big
their flight
30.
on time, they try to ask people for help, but get ignored. Or worse,
This
turn to
nigga.
find themselves as the only person
Hope you're
in a
doing well,
massive
bruh.
airport. And no matter how much they run or how hard they try, eventually they'll miss their flight. Now, by itself, this isn't a particularly unsettling dream. It's not comfortable, obviously, but I wouldn't
Glad
call
y'all
it a nightmare.
good.
However, where
Appreciate
things
it.
do start to
Hopefully
get
you're doing
nightmarish
well too,
is when
sir.
they repeat. And in the airport dream, this seems to be a frequent occurrence, as a couple months later,
What?
the same person will find themselves in the same narrative arc, but happening on a cruise or in a hotel.
Yo, that's happened to me. I'm pretty sure I said this. Yo, that happens to me. Even though my dreams be like movies, sometimes it be having the same type of arc though. Maybe like an anime, I don't know, like a show or some shit. Damn, niggas really be thinking that niggas be living in their own show.
Or when they're on vacation, all of which have the same outcome, but with a different sequence of events. Generally, it's thought that a dream about never arriving in a transportation setting is tied to anxiety about unresolved life tasks. But with this setting itself, depending on the transportation settings,
Nah, this shit's fucking me up, y'all. This shit is fucking me up, bro. This shit is... hell nah, bruh. How do niggas know this, though? Do they just be studying this shit? Because it's literally happening to me kind of like right now. Hell nah. What the fuck? I don't know. I don't like this, man.
you're most accustomed to. Regardless, this
I don't
phenomenon
like
perfectly
this.
encapsulates the key aspect of this level. It's metaphorical. With raw emotion taking center stage, your brain is now trying to shape it. But to do that,
I don't
it
like
needs
that
to
shit.
turn up the volume, amplifying the emotion until it's strong enough to be processed. Without
Okay.
the ability to use language, since, you're asleep, it does this by distilling the emotions into one of 5 central themes: identity, desire, fear, loss, or conflict. Taking the same memory fragments as earlier and then repurposing and combining them into a structure that can express one of these themes. So the plot that comes from this isn't logical. It's not the story you'd expect from a movie script. It's emotional logic, cause and effect that's used to reinforce the core emotion, not to make literal sense. But why it chooses these specific themes, or where those themes even come from, is
That's
something
true.
we
I'm
still
trying
don't know.
to, you know.
However, some people have ventured far enough to give us some clues. Level 4 is where dreams cross a boundary.
What the fuck is that? Nah, not this. Wasn't the furry?
Some clues.
What is, boy, if I see this in my dream, I'm offing myself in my dream. If I see this in my dream, I'm not on this earth in my dream no more. And hopefully that carries into real life. Like, what the hell is that?
Level 4 is where dreams cross a boundary. They stop feeling like they're generated from you and start feeling like they're generated for you. Experiences include characters that keep returning, real places you'll visit, and encounters with independent agents.
I had that before.
But above all else, what defines this level is the feeling that your experience isn't yours. And on Reddit, there's some really strange examples of this. One case describes the experience of encountering the same figure night after night across more than 10 years of dreaming, first meeting as children and then growing up together. Another describes dreaming about places they've never been to or heard of, vividly picturing everything, like the color.
That happened to me, but it wasn't every night though. It was like, it'd be like every like other like type of, I guess like every other like 3 months or some shit. And it wouldn't even be the same type of dream, because it'll be like she'll appear like during like like if I'm having like a bad dream or like a horror dream or whatever, she'll appear. If I'm having like a love dream or some shit, like, which, you know, we all look, we all had dreams. You know what I'm saying? When, you know, somebody you may or may not be interested in, maybe, you know what I'm saying, or an imaginary person, you know what I'm saying, y'all, you know, you niggas want romance type shit, you know what I mean? But she be appearing in that shit too. But she usually not the one that I'm romancing in the dream type shit. She be like in the corner in the cut, but she just be standing there, but she don't be doing shit. She be appearing in all different types of shits, bro. Even if I have like a dream of me like being a mass murderer or some shit, she just there, just watching. But I can't tell if she's really watching, because like she's just a shadow. Well, not even a shadow. She's a real full person, but she's shadowed out. So I don't even know, like I can't even give a descriptor to what the hell she looked like. I don't know. I'm still thinking she might be my future wife though, but whoever she is, get out of my head!
It's the architecture or the extravagant shop names, only to then wake up and find out that that place and the way they dreamt it actually exists. In both cases, the dream unfolds from their perspective, while the person in place feel like independent agents. However, these are individual examples. It's not like this theme is that widespread, right? Nope.
What's going on, guys? Built this little.
I don't care about this. Damn, he got a nice booty though.
What a
Hold on.
very small.
Hold on, let me see what that arch do. Let me
Basement
stop.
might look.
When I was looking through the massive Dream Bank database, the most interesting thing I found was this. Consistent reports of being chased, sometimes by strangers and sometimes by people you know, sometimes on foot and sometimes in a vehicle. Regardless, the theme is so widespread that it.
Nah, this is crazy. Cause I feel like, but to be fair, I feel like every person in the world has had these types of dreams. I used to, when I was like way younger, like when I was like a kid, like I would have a lot of falling dreams. I mean, to be fair, I still kind of have those here and there, but the falling dream ones where I'm falling, I had those consistently. Like it'll be like, I'll be like walking on like concrete or some shit, and then I might like trip on the curb or some shit, and then I start infinitely just falling. and then I'll wake up from that because like I feel like I was in real time or some shit. The being chased one, that one's also very. Okay, to be fair, I don't think I had too many being chased ones. If I'm gonna be honest, the death ones I had those a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's probably the majority of ones that I had. I had a lot of death. I had a lot of death dreams. I don't know if that's telling to me. I don't know if that's too much, but this is probably the highest one other than falling. Cause these dreams would be like short as hell. The death ones would be like whole, like, you know? And other than that, feeling lost, never really had those type of dreams, be honest. Never really had I mean, I feel like I had a dream like that before, feeling trapped. Being attacked, I had a lot of those, but it wasn't really like, you know, me being attacked and me not being able to do nothing, because no matter if I'm alive, dreaming, or dead, nigga, I'm still boxing, bro. I'm still ignorant, bro. I don't care where I'm at. I'm still boxing, bro.
It consistently ranks in the top 3 most experienced nightmares, as well as being the single most frequently reoccurring one. But what's more is that it's often accompanied by an inability to escape, where the dreamer falls and then gets caught, or where their legs get so heavy that they can't move. It's not like the dreamer wants that to happen.
How did that happen?
Trying to escape, and yet, in a similar manner to the Reddit examples.
Nah. I'm sorry. Where the fuck? How did this happen? How this bald man get caught between this, and he got his underwear out, bruh? It's not even like, bro, what's going on here?
They're actively trying to escape, and yet
what's going on here, dude?
To the Reddit examples, no matter how urgently they try, the outcome is inevitable.
What the?
I believe that this is because the elements of your dreams can mean multiple things at once. But why this happens is particularly interesting to me. We know it's because, in some way, level 4 is where the brain attempts to extract meaning from the structured emotions it created earlier. But extracting meaning predominantly comes in 2 forms. There's the top layer, which is subjective and personal, determined by things like your experience, memories, and how you interpret them. And then there's the deeper layer, which is universal and instinctual, shaped by evolutionary pressures or the inherited neural templates that follow. Generally, the structuring of dreams comes from the top layer, so think things like the people, length of, or situations in your dreams. While the emotional gravity, the 5 themes from earlier, come from the deeper, shared layer.
Damn, our brain is crazy.
Both are present at the same time, but to do that, your brain uses something called an emergent attractor network, which, to keep it brief, are reoccurring motifs of memory that emerge from the interactions of neurons due to how they're connected.
What the hell?
This gives them 2 key properties: stable concepts that can be recalled consistently, while
so you're saying my schizophrenia is the reason why I dream this way.
The adaptable part is where your control in the dream, the top layer, comes from, while the stable part stays the same, and is where the elements you can't control come from. So, for example, if you experience a nightmare about being chased, the person chasing you might embody something from your personal life that you've had a recent conflict with, while the experience of being chased embodies the universal fear of a confrontation.
I be chasing my dreams.
Consequences. In the Reddit example with the unknown,
them bills be chasing me. That's a nightmare I feel like everybody got.
One person appearing again and again. This figure might reappear whenever the dreamer is caught in a reoccurring emotional cycle.
Fuck Alabama and Auburn.
It's a symbol for a part of them that they need to incorporate. And it's only when they do that the person and the emotional cycle will stop appearing.
All these
so in other words, the lack of control is what provides the consistent framework necessary to make the dream interpretable. While the flexibility of it is shaped and colored by your own experiences or whatever you're going through. Still, level 4 is where dream research basically falls off a cliff. So I'm reasoning based on the limited information I have. But what makes this even crazier is that this isn't even the deepest level. There's some dreams where you know my shit's off, and that awareness opens up a whole new door into an entirely different experience.
I feel you, brother. How you doing, sir?
It's rare, and I've never experienced it before.
How you doing, brother?
But in the people who get to level 5, something radically different emerges.
Level
lucid
5.
dreaming, which is when you're in a dream, but are aware of the fact.
I still see the shadows in my room.
When things are going your way, that's great. You can randomly fly or jump through walls, or otherwise play around with the contents of your unconscious. Ooh. But when it's not, it's terrifying, as just because you're aware doesn't mean
what the fuck? I didn't even see that. I'm gonna be honest. The flying dreams be fire. I don't care. The flying dreams be fire as hell. Cause like, I love being able to do something I can't do in real life. A human cannot be out here flying. But I love flying. Now, to be fair, sometimes those dreams do end up bad though, cause I'll fly and then I'll like fall. I think this is because I watch too much anime, but I'll be like smashing into buildings and shit. I'll be just smashing into buildings and shit, just taking out casual life and shit, but not even caring because I'm able to fly. So, like, I don't know. Maybe I watch too much anime.
You have control. And when this happens, two experiences are reported more than any others. Encounters with hostile characters and getting stuck in a nesting dream.
I still see the shadows in my room.
There are many reports on both Reddit and the Dream Bank that explain what happens. The person becomes lucid, gains awareness, and tries to tell the figures in their dreams that they aren't real. In the good scenarios, nothing happens. But in the bad ones, the characters get angry, sometimes screaming things like, "You weren't supposed to know." And at others, just turning around to lunge at the dreamer. No one really knows why things like this.
Nigga, if I'm dreaming and the people in my dreams are like, "You're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to know." Nigga, I'm shooting up that whole dream. What the fuck?
Happen. The only thing we do know about lucid dreams is that parts of your prefrontal cortex reactivate.
I'm shooting up that whole dream.
But even that gets complicated because in the second experience, you don't have the same level of freedom. As the reports go, a person wakes up and starts their day. They get dressed, use the bathroom, and brush their teeth. At first, everything feels normal until they catch the reflection in the mirror. It's wrong. Their nose is on their forehead, and the mirror is a different color than it's supposed to be. As soon as they realize, bam, they wake up. Luckily, it was just a dream. So they feel a sense of relief and then get started on their morning routine again. But when they check the mirror this time, their face is still distorted. Only now, the mirror's color matches reality. So they panic and then bam, wake up again. This time, they get suspicious. So they go straight into the bathroom and look at the reflection in the mirror. Immediately, a sense of relief washes over them.
Do y'all think there's different levels of dreaming?
When they take a second glance, their face distorts again. Suddenly, bam, they wake up. This time, for real. In the reports of people who have experienced this,
imagine you're like on the 7th layer of your dream,
again and again,
you need to wake up.
And again. Sometimes 7 times in total, all while the dream gets closer to reality every single time. It's a terrifying experience to think about, honestly, because as of right now, all we have are reports.
This some goddamn Inception.
Think these experiences emerge from the tension of being aware.
That Inception movie, that shit threw me off.
Others think it's because your awareness can't sync with the sensory input you get when you're awake. So the looping is done to flip through dream layers and waking signals until they match, and that's when you wake up.
Damn.
Regardless, this is the final level of dreams, at least based on our understanding right now.
That's kind of,
and honestly,
bro, Inception,
I think it just opens more
Inception
questions
is actually
answers. But maybe,
oh my god, that shit's actually,
we'll be able to figure them out.
Anyway, W video, I'm not gonna lie. W video, bro, I'm not gonna lie. That was bitch, shut up, nobody care. W video, that shit, you know what I mean? Y'all ever had lucid dreams? Like I said, I had like the ones that I can remember are like the ones where it's like I trip on something and then I feel it in real life in real time. But then we come to find out that that's not classified as a lucid dream, apparently. I don't think I ever had my dream turn on me though, like on some Gravity Falls shit. When them niggas, when Mabel and them were in that dream, and then she realized it was her actual dream and they turned on her. I never had anything like that. That is insane. I don't think I ever had anything on that level, but that's probably the closest I've ever gotten to that. I'm just thinking though, like high key though, like really thinking about it, like, damn, our brain is really like something else, bruh. The fact that we're able to do that is crazy. The fact that we're able to do that is crazy. Hell no, man.